What's going on, fam? We are back, and we're inside now, Savvy Sav.
We sure are.
So
Nice and
I am
tasty.
happy, I'm smiling, and I am in one of my favorite places. I think it's going to be my favorite event so far.
Yeah.
We're in the fitness combine event, and any minute now the athletes will be walking through the door, so you'll hear a big uproar.
And this is the individual competition.
Today is the individual competition.
So tomorrow we have the teams competition, same events, but today is going to be the individual competition. So what you're going to see is 3 people at each station, and we're going to try and show you these events one at a time. But these are not the team. Here we are. The athletes are here.
So right now the athletes are here. They are running in, super hyped. The energy is crazy in here.
Run through. They are ready to go.
Quick run through, guys. Here's what you're going to see today. Our athletes are going to be competing in the trap bar deadlift. We have a farmer's carry. We have a sled push. We have an overhead snatch and an agility station. I think I got everything, right? Was that everything? We also have like the ball slam event. So we got everything going on over here. These athletes have been training for this moment, guys. So you make sure that you're tuned in, that you're watching, and respect the effort. I love what we learned on the mountain, the athlete's creed. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in my attempt. And that is what this is all about, man. Confidence,
and
you know?
Landon with Nike was saying, if you have a body, you're an athlete.
You're an athlete.
And both of those things combined, that's why we're here. That is why we are here.
Unstoppable,
so
man.
This is going to be awesome.
This is going to be amazing.
Getting ready, getting queued up. So what they're going to be doing is all of these events are taking place at the same time, but there's 3 athletes per station, and they're being scored within that 5-minute time frame.
Yeah.
You said it was max reps with the trap bar deadlift.
It's max rep with the trap bar. So you got 5 minutes to get as many reps in as you can. Now 5 minutes sounds like a long time, right? Which initially was my question last night when we were in our production meeting. But what we have to understand is that these athletes move at a different pace, and so understand that 5 minutes to make sure that they're getting it up safely and efficiently, and then you add the pace to it, just like we would in anything else. Doesn't matter the athlete's ability. Coaching starts from the foundation. We coach from the floor up, and so understanding that it's not complete work for 5 minutes. It's pacing that. It's finding your pace in that 5 minutes.
Right,
yeah,
right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a lot for anybody to you know, but like that's what we've been watching these coaches do is work with their athletes on everything matters there. I mean, that pace really matters. If you go 5 minutes and you're going, you know, as fast as you can go in the first minute, you're going to gas yourself out.
You're going to gas out.
I don't care who you are, what you ate.
and both of us were really impressed with the way these coaches coach, right? Like we were just kind of walking around and listening in, eavesdropping on what cues they were giving their athletes to compete all these different stations. So that's our start whistle. We are in it right now. We're watching this sled push, right? I'm not sure what the resistance is on here, but we're trying to get as many reps in. Yeah, we're going down and back. So again, this is a timed event. What cues are you giving here on a sled push, Sav? As a coach, what cues are you giving?
Keep that chest up, march, pick up them knees.
Yeah.
Extend those legs out, you know, because a lot of people like to scurry around.
Yeah.
So let's see. She's extended pretty good. Look at her. Look at her flat back. She's got that drive there.
Perfect, right? Keep those arms extended, drive with those legs. I'm not sure, but we'll find out because the tank has different gears on it. And so you can shift the gears to make it heavier or lighter. So I'm not sure what gear they have it on, but it looks like it's in first or second gear just by the way the wheels are moving. What muscle groups are we working on the sled push?
I mean,
we got glutes, we got quads. Like, what are we? There we go. Yeah, that's where we're gonna feel it, right?
Woo,
and now sled is so beneficial on everything, right? And so right now we're on to the farmer's carry right now. What you guys are seeing is the single arm farmer's carry, and now that is a core exercise.
We're still on the sled, I believe.
We're between both. Yeah, so we're kind of between both right now. We're trying to make sure what the camera angle that you see.
All right, we got farmer carry now.
And so we got that single arm farmer's carry, which is so good for core stability, right?
Gosh, yeah.
So the cues that you're giving here is stand tall. You're trying not to lean either way. You're gonna brace that core like you're about to take a punch to the stomach. You're gonna feel that in your obliques, right? You're gonna feel some in your shoulders, your traps if you're standing tall like you should be. So that is it's one of those functional movements.
It's really hard to get some clients of mine to do it because it seems so simple.
Yeah.
But it is simple.
Yeah.
You're carrying something heavy,
everything doesn't have to be
simple,
sexy, right?
But it doesn't. The simplest things are probably the most effective things. And that's what they're doing here today. A farmer carry, a suitcase carry, especially is what I'm seeing the one side. That gets your core to stabilize like no other. Man.
Because the truth is, you'll do a suitcase carry in real life before you ever do a 200-pound bench press or a 200-pound squat. If I have to squat with 200 pounds on my back, I'm in a bad position already, right?
Have you ever done an offset loaded back squat?
Yes.
Oh,
you're talking dirty to me now, Sav. Now you're just showing off. You should see me. And so here we are on to another core exercise. We got trap bar along with, you see our athlete in the blue pants with doing a shoulder tap, right?
This might be my personal favorite.
This is mine as well. Why? Why is this your favorite?
And we were talking about the trap bar earlier. We prefer, you and I personally, use trap bar more often than a straight bar like sumo or conventional.
Yeah, for me, it's just so much more effective, again, into functionality. Like what you do in real life, you will squat to pick something up before you squat something on your back, right? So understanding how to pick up a box off of the floor, right? That's just a trap bar deadlift. Understanding if I want to jump higher, run faster, I have to get in the power position. This is your power stance. When you see those athletes start from the bottom and then drive up and through their heels, match their breath with their effort, that's what you do in real life, right? That's how we move in real life versus a conventional deadlift, right? That's a specialty. That's a specialty, right? That's something that people specialize in. You train years and years to perfect that and to get that weight up. We can start you hopefully by the top of the week to the end of the week and have you doing a perfect trap bar deadlift.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so cool knowing that you and I are very different athletes and coaches, but we both have found reasons that the trap bar deadlift serves us and our clients very effectively. And that's what we're seeing here today is you don't got to reach all around your legs to engage your lats and stuff like that. And that's all coach speak for squeeze your armpits so you don't feel your low back and stuff like that.
Right.
But trap bar's got you covered on that. And we're moving.
I think now we might be onto one of my personal favorites, right? We're talking agility. We're talking coordination, right? It's very impressive, especially for athletes of different abilities, right? And so you have athletes running through this 3-cone drill. The goal here is we want to shuffle, we're going to sprint, and then we're going to sprint all the way through those 2 cones at the end there to finish strong.
The round. So we have finished round 1.
We just finished round 1.
The 5 minutes is up. So now there is a 2-minute transition.
So now we got a 2-minute transition.
Where athletes will have time to recover. There's always 3 athletes at a station. 2 of them are recovering while the one is competing. And then they rotate after 5 minutes. So we're at that 2-minute transition, and this is a great time to thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
So let's see. Can we list them off, Gerell? We got Shifted
supplements.
Right.
We have Defiance Fuel.
Pre-workout here in a second.
Yeah. We have Defiance Fuel, which you see right here. Great water, right?
We have Clean Eats.
Clean Eats.
And then we have
NutriShop.
NutriShop.
Yeah.
So appreciate our sponsors. Thank you so much. You are the reason that we are here doing this, and this is such a cool opportunity. So we really appreciate Shifted, Defiance Fuel, Clean Eats, and NutriShop. Y'all are the real MVPs.
You guys are the bomb.
Watching. Thanks so much for streaming, tuning in. This is the first year that they've done this, that we've been able to come here and be a part of this. So it is live. If we have some hiccups, bear with us. But we're just having a good
if you're
time
watching
here,
live, stay tuned, man. I promise promise you, we'll get better like a fine wine with time. So here's what you have to look. Here's what you have to look forward to. We have 5-minute stations. We have 7 5-minute stations. Okay, and we're gonna have 2-minute transitions between each station. Okay, so right now we're in that transitional period where our athletes are finding out what their next events are, catching their breath, grabbing water, getting that last-minute coaching before they jump into the next event. And so right now, Station 1 was amazing. Those athletes killed it.
Man.
Again, we are going to go in about 10 more seconds. We're going to be back live on and popping, okay? We are going to start with the slam throw. So that's what you'll be seeing up next. They have so we want to pick it up. We're going to slam it, and then we're going to throw it as far as we can. We're going to continue to do that,
After an overhead slam, I believe. I could be wrong about that. And then 5 jumping jacks. It's a slam and throw. So they slam it overhead, throw it for distance, 5 jumping jacks. And that's the quicker you can get down that course.
The quicker you can get down there, the further you can throw that ball. Yep. The faster your time is going to be. Now, the thing that I learned about this, Sav, was that they put all athletes of different abilities together, right? And so we know that there are so many different variables with the Special Olympics. So athletes that are just beginning, and then we have athletes that are super advanced. The advanced will compete with the advanced, and the beginners will compete against the beginners.
So that's something we learned when we got on the slopes this morning as well, is this whole first day and morning was really about categorizing which athletes need to be in which category. So finding the degree of disability and pairing that with the correct station, with the correct group of athletes together, so that everybody feels like they're in the right spot.
Right.
And that's really important, because it's like putting like I don't know, you know celebrity like Olympians or something, like it's like putting Simone Biles with
me.
Yeah, there you go. Or me, like it doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, it doesn't. Does one of these things don't belong?
Well, she's shorter. She's and I mean, I guess you're not freakishly tall, but you're definitely not the same person.
And I'm about 100 pounds heavier than she is.
Than she is. You got different strengths than she's got. So
I think the thing that I love most about the Special Olympics is the inclusivity, right?
Yes.
It's like no matter what your ability is, we have something for you. You can come here and you can compete as long as you're willing to be brave in your attempt, right? And I think that's the thing that I've learned and loved so much. It's like it doesn't matter if you've done this for the last 20 years or if this is your very first time doing it. We have a level for you to compete at and for you to learn and grow.
I feel like the whole world could take a page out of that book right there.
Absolutely.
If the whole world were this inclusive, I think a lot of people wouldn't feel so held back. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people feel held back from not feeling like they're going to be included. And they just immediately, and you got to get out of your comfort zone and put yourself in this position. Like I belong here. Tell yourself that, but this is a community that welcomes that. I belong here. You know what I mean? So
well, I think that's the part anyway, is that I belong here. So what you guys are watching right now is that overhead snatch, and what I love about the overhead snatch, it is a total body movement, right?
Man, and so total body movements, man.
These guys, if nothing else, they're gonna sleep great tonight, right? Because these athletes are really putting in the work. So we're going overhead snatch. We're gonna go sprint down to this cone. We grab a cone and we're gonna bring it back. And now the goal here is to stack as many cones as you can. Every time you come back with the cone, we're going back to that overhead snatch, right? And so I love how they're putting functional on top of fitness, right? Like this is real life. We preach it all the time, Sav. We preach functional fitness, but now you actually see it in real life, right?
This is what that means. I think functional is used a lot. I mean, there's always a buzz. Keto was a buzzword for a while. Functional is one, but
this is real life functional fitness. You see it. You see it. These are things that you need to do in your everyday life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And so, again, you see what I call SOB. You see the athletes are SOB right now, and that's short of breath, right? And so right now they're breathing hard. You thought I was cussing at the that's the attention grabber, right? We're about to get canceled. No, the athletes are SOB, but you're seeing the mental fitness right now, the mental fortitude of them being able to push themselves, and that just leans back into their coaching and how well they were coached throughout this process. There is no quit in these athletes, no matter, again, which level we on, okay?
They're fully immersed in this, listening to they're the most coachable.
Yeah, we're going to go.
These coaches are so invested.
Yeah, like they're really in it for real. Like they're in it to win it, which I love, right?
If we all worked this hard, we would all be in shape. We would all be happy, and the world would be a better place.
We're going back to that trap bar deadlift. We're getting ready for this next round of trap bar deadlift. And so our new team is coming in. We're going into another 2-minute transitional period. And so that was round 2 of 7. So we have 5 more rounds. Our athletes have 5 more rounds to compete in. Again, going to get that last minute coaching, catching their breath, grabbing water, getting their mind right for the next thing is what's happening right now. Oh, 2 minutes is important, but it's also super quick when you're tired, right?
Well, when I'm teaching classes at TrueMav, there's a format where there's 30-second rests in between these 4-minute stations. And I always tell not always, but I try to emphasize that 30-second rest is no time to waste.
Yeah.
Because you're getting to that next station, right? And it's the same concept here, because now it's longer, it's more intense, that 5 minutes, and those 2-minute transitions are like make or break the next thing that you do.
Yeah.
You can't just be, texting your mom. You can't just be dilly-dallying around. If you got to go to the bathroom, you got to go fast, but you got to keep your mind in the game, because you got an event coming up. You got something just as intense as what you just did.
Yeah.
You got to recover.
You got to stay dialed in that whole time. This is not time, like you said, to like let your guard down and think, okay, I just dominated that. Because whether you just did your strength station or whether you're at your weakest station, either way, you need to be dialed in so that you can compete at the highest level. Because these athletes are here to win. They're in it to win it. They're not here just to say I came, just to say I participated. They are not looking for a participation trophy. They really want to go home with that gold medal.
Oh, yeah. And I think these coaches are just as, passionate as the athletes are, because to see I watched a coach over here with an athlete in deadlifts, and in 3 reps, it went like, first rep was pretty good, second rep was better, third rep was perfect. I'm like, I want to know what they're saying over there. I'm really, really...
And so that's where we are right now. We're back on that. We're back on that trap bar. So the athletes are hitting trap bar. We're hitting that trap bar. We got to make sure that we're breathing throughout this. This is where like it's make or break whether or not you're breathing in here. The athlete that you're watching right now is Anthony Walker, right? So we're hitting 5. I think it's 5 lifts.
Look at this form.
We're hitting 5 lifts and then shoulder taps. So a lot of core work, a lot of core work involved in that. Even in the trap bar, like people don't think there's a lot of core in the trap bar deadlift, but if you do it right, it is all core, right? You have to brace before you lift, which is the same thing that we preach to our athletes, right? Brace before you lift. Before you load your spine, brace your core. That's how you protect yourself, right? So you're trying to see how many rounds Anthony can get in here. He is going to work. You can tell by how his face is matching the flags in the background right here.
Right here in this moment. You can tell Anthony has worked very hard for this.
So right now we're zooming in on Delaney. Where right now she is competing in the shoulder taps. So the goal here is to brace that core, work really hard to not rock your hips back and forth and to keep it level, right? I always say level. That's why it's spelled forward and backwards the same way. It's level, right?
Yeah,
so we want to really brace that core.
To keep your shoulders over your wrists and your hips down is already, that's a plank right there. So that's step one. You got to get good at that. And then taking one of your points of contact away, and then you're on 3 points.
Oh yeah. And not shift your weight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think, I dare you, if you're watching this, drop down right now, give me 20 shoulder taps and tell me how you feel afterwards. All right, we're right back at agility, right? Again, guys, they are moving from one event into the next. So imagine going from trap bar to agility station. Your legs are already dead. Your heart rate's high.
And then you got to think about which cone I'm going to.
Which cone I'm going to. Don't
backpedaling?
Cross my feet. Drop those hips. Sprint. There's so much that goes into this because again, this is for time.
So I believe this course you run to, and we may be able to track the next athlete, but I believe you run to the first cone here on the left or the right, and you side shuffle, run all the way around, and then sprint down. It's a difficult course.
Yeah.
I was watching them practice it earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I would get this. Just take some, you got to think about this. So coordination is
you just have to be able to, again,
here he is,
keep your composure, understanding where you're going.
And then he's going to run down all the way to the end, I believe, here. And then circle around here, sprint all the way down. Yep, I was right. I got it. Okay. And we still have the slam and throw down here for distance. 5 jumping jacks, pick it up, overhead slam, slam for distance. I mean, this is just a lot of intensity, Gerell.
Like, it is a lot of intensity.
This is a true combine. I mean, like, if you've ever watched the CrossFit Games, it's all intense, right? The toes to bar, the deadlifts, all of it is so intense. That's what they're doing here. It's no different. These events are just as intense as you would see at the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
And to do this back to back, you only get 2 minutes to get to the next one, recover from the last one.
And understand that there's levels to this, right? Like, there's levels to everything. So as intense as this is, there's always another level up or down, right?
Yep.
And so understanding that there's levels, and these athletes are competing on all different levels, and they're mastering their level. So wherever they are mastering that. And I for one, I'm super impressed by the way they're moving throughout these different events. I'm amazed, man. Like, the energy here is amazing. The hype is real, guys.
It is. What I love the most is the teams, how much they support each other. It's not like, I'm too cool to be here, it's like everybody's like, they got their chants, they got their pats on the back, and the coaches are their best friends, and everybody's here for each other, and it's like they're cheering each other on. I think the world could take so many notes from Special Olympics and make the world a better place. I really think that there's a lot of example being set here today and tomorrow, and just even before we started, it was already this exciting and this hype and it's the most positive community.
Yeah.
I mean, God, it's so fun.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
although they're competing, they're still it's very communal, right?
Yeah.
There's no animosity. There's no real beef in here. It's like, hey, I want to be my best, and as we're being our best, I'm gonna support you at your best as well.
Right.
So I love that so much, man. I love that so much.
I mean, it's electric.
Yeah. So right now, I think we are back on the sled. We're back on the sled push. And again, all right, this is Area 1, Davidson County, on our sled right now.
Lakota is on the sled now. Here she goes, Lakota. of Area 1 Davidson County, Lakota on the sled. Here she goes. We got a nice flat back. Chest is up. Coming back around. Here's her final lap. She's faster this time. She picked up the pace. Lakota's about to cross the finish line, and that's her time. That was a good run. And that concludes this round. All right, we have...
All right, next up, we got Rachel Johnson on the sled. So we're going to see Rachel compete in this sled. And I think, again, I'm going to find out for sure. I think we're on gear 1 or 2. And so that tells you about how much resistance that you're going to have on there.
Rachel's going.
What gear are they in?
She's got a nice pace here.
They're in the second gear.
Second gear? Okay. So I just confirmed that they're on gear 2.
The thing about these games, too, is
they're on gear 2.
I was just reiterating again what you had said earlier on the slopes is, well, actually, the rules were explained to us. They have those practice rounds and the final run-throughs that we saw earlier, and now that we are in the competition, the coaches cannot help a skier put their ski back on. The coaches can't, they have to push that sled by themselves. If it stops or they trip, the coaches cannot help. It is a very real rule in a competition, just like any other competition, there's rules. So it's you know, it's game time.
It's game time. Yeah, you get
coaches,
no help. You can coach, and that's about it. You know, you can coach for safety, but other than that, it is all on you, baby. It is all on you. All right, so here we go. We're gonna drop it like a squat over here. So we're going to our farmer's carry and squats, okay? Again, total body workout. Every station almost feels like a total body exercise.
It's like, honestly, I program that way where I have, a lot of the time I'll put like a mobility filler in a superset with like a main lift. Like a farmer carry, they got these squats. It's complementing it in some kind of way. It's like an antagonist or something like that. But they got a farmer carry, and then they do the squats on the med ball. They got the shoulder taps after the deadlifts. It's like they got an upper body movement to kind of keep them moving, keep them in this. But
in that whole 5 minutes, you're doing something. There is no break.
You are doing something at all times. So they got a filler in there for everything, and it's a lot of work, man. This will be my workout tomorrow morning. I'll figure out a way to do it. We'll get in here. If you're listening and you're taking my classes, everything I'm seeing here is what we're doing in class on Wednesday when I get back. We got slam and throws, we got mid ball squats, we got farmer carries, we got trap bar deadlifts, shoulder taps, agility. We got snatches.
I got snatch and go.
I mean, it's
that's where we are right now
for sure.
If you know anything about like that snatch exercise, you're dead after doing the snatch. So imagine having to add sprints to that, right? Not just like one sprint, but it's almost like we call them, I don't know if it's still PC, we call them suicide. It's more like a down and back. So imagine just going a sprint, having to shift direction, and we know like shifting directions, having to turn up, to turn down, to turn back up. That's taxing on the legs just in general.
I mean, doing the sled one time always gets me. Whether I'm going fast and it's light or it's heavy and I'm going slow, it always gets me.
Sounds like we gotta get you back on that sled pretty soon, Sav. The way you make me do mobility, we're gonna make you do some sled pushes.
All right, we'll trade.
There we go. I'm in it.
Trade my capacity, I'll trade your mobility. We got this. Teamwork. All right, we are on the slam and throw. This is an interesting one. I remember the Fit Games when it was first started, the very first Fit Games I competed in. I don't know if you knew that, but I was on a team. They had a kneeling med ball throw for distance. I thought the Fit Games the first year was brilliant. It was just like a test.
Yeah, it was more combine style, yeah.
And like, I remember Terry was in charge of the
hammer.
Yeah. And then there was the balance test.
Yeah.
All that stuff is just important to know about yourself anyways, like vertical jump. But this competition over here, the slam and throw, reminds me of that kneeling throw for distance, and it surprised a lot of people that year. I remember a lot of people thought, oh yeah, I bench press,
That has nothing to do with nothing.
They had no power, and then you got a tiny little girl up there, she's like, I'll give it a shot, I don't know, and then it's flies across the field, and everyone's just like, what in the world?
It's all about generating power and whether or not you can do that, and that is not what a bench press is.
How far do you think you could throw? Let's see. They're probably over there using like.
That's probably what, a 10, 15 pound? Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. How far do you think you could throw 15 pounds?
From what position?
Let's say standing.
From standing, just straight,
Just square stance. Like you can't like run into it. You got to just stand there.
Just a straight push?
That's not even a test, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, just a straight push? Probably. And like 3 tries, I probably can get you.
You can step off of your stance, but you got to start
Okay,
square.
I can't stand off I can't step off. So, okay. I'll probably give you a good 8 to 10 yards.
Nice.
Yeah.
I asked that, and like you asked me what 8 to 10 yards is. I'm gonna be like, over there.
Over there. Well, I'm just thinking.
I believe you can throw far.
I'm just thinking. I do like a lot of upper body plyo stuff, so a lot of push stuff.
I asked you.
And so that kind of goes into that wheelhouse.
I think you'd crush that.
So I think I could. I think I'm okay in that department.
I think you crush that.
Yeah. What about you? Where do you think you're at?
I don't know. Push is actually like my weakest.
I believe that. Not because it's you, but because most women, you just don't focus on a lot of push stuff.
Yes. I pull everything.
And legs.
I love to pull.
Pull and legs are usually like women's best things. Forever push, like you guys just don't focus on it because you think it's going to be.
Thrusters are like my enemy, but I need them.
Yeah.
I got to push more than I pull, but I just love to pull. I love deadlifting. I love pull-ups and rows and stuff. I feel strong when I do it because I am stronger. But my pushing strength, I always feel like a little tiny little,
How many pull-ups you hitting right now?
Doing bench press.
How many pull-ups you hitting right now?
The most I can do cleanly is about 8, but I can hit 10 now.
Okay.
Yeah. I would love for that to go up.
Really?
I want to work on them this year. 20, man.
You want to hit 20 in the clip?
Yeah.
One clip? 20?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not done. I got a long way to go with pull-ups.
Okay.
Yeah. How many can you do?
I'm about 20 right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Like I'll hit 20 now. But I'm heavier than what I normally am. So take that into account. Like when I cut down, then I'll probably be able to hit a couple more. But I'm literally at probably about 20 right now. Yeah.
No, that's impressive. I've seen you do pull-ups too. They're clean. And it's I could maybe do, if on a good day, maybe like 12 chin-ups or 15.
Yeah.
But that's underhand,
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've had this experience with female clients, but chin-ups are always like how I get females to transition to a regular pull-up.
Yeah.
I start with chin-ups because we're more bicep dominant, we're not as lat dominant.
Yep. Either that or the above the chin hold. Like a lot of my clients love doing that, so I sneak those in, and I may do that in superset like with a lat pull.
That's a great one.
That way, it's like I'm tricking you into kind of hidden pull-ups.
That's basically doing one.
Yeah. So I'll have you hold over for however long you can, then we go right into lat pull. So we're still getting those. We're killing those lats. However you want to do it.
I like that superset.
So now we are back into the agility. All right, we're back into the agility. So we're going all the way through those cones, shuffle, sprint, shuffle, and then we're hitting jumping jacks at the end of that.
Like you gotta be right there, or you're not gonna know what to do.
You know it.
Sorry. I watched this girl practice. She did great.
There we go. Sprint. She's sprinting right now. Drop those hips, get through the cone, and sprint all the way back. Yeah. And again, you see that transition period right there, right? And she's going right into those jumping jacks after that, okay? So the goal here is to stay low, drop your hips, don't cross your feet. It's a lot of coordination here, right?
It's a lot of thinking.
It's a lot of
really
shifting gears.
Yeah.
Like start,
right.
and then all out, right? That's what gets you.
Football players do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I said this is one of my favorite events here. If we're ranking so far, you've seen it laid out. You've seen my athletes compete through it. What are your favorite and what do you think your least favorite? Like, what do you think you would dominate in, and what do you think would be your weakness, your weakest event?
That's a good question. I think I would be strongest.
Oh, I see your mind working.
I'm trying to be honest about it.
I see your mind working.
There's what I want to be strongest at.
And what you actually are strongest at?
I honestly think it'd be the farmer carry.
Okay.
Because my grip strength is
really
on
good.
point. I wanted to say trap bar deads, but I know my ego. I'd probably go too heavy. And I'd gas myself out.
But it's for reps. So trap bar is for reps. It's
but
rounds
I'd
here.
gas myself out.
Okay,
I
got you.
Because
your ego, because you'd be like, bet, let's go.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm with
carry,
you.
I know how to dial in for that, and I just So I think I'd do okay with that, because then you got the squats after that, giving your grip a rest and working your legs. I think that would be what I'd crush the most. What would I be weakest at? Probably agility, just because I'd forget which cone I'm going to. I'd be like, oh crap, I'm on the wrong cone. Nothing to do with my physical ability, just my brain. I'm all scatterbrained. What about you?
All right, so we're here at Sav's fave, or Sav's strength, the farmer's carry, okay? This is what she said she would dominate. And so, again, you want to stand as tall as you can. Try to walk in a straight line. Brace your core. I always tell my clients, it's a DUI test, but you don't have to stack your feet. So try to stay in a straight line. And the way I cue them is I tell them whether or not they're going to jail. All right? If you're swerving, I say, hey, you're going to jail, just so you know. And they know, okay, let me straighten up and walk in a straight line. But you want to tall.
To walk like you're like a really strong statue. And like what bothers me is people slam them against their body and stuff. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look like no strong statue. A statue don't bang nothing against. Crown of your head to the ceiling.
That's a good cue. Like you're a strong statue.
She's
tall. She is perfect.
This
is perfect, right? So this is a test of grip strength, core strength.
That's a great way to hold the dumbbells as well. The way she was holding it with her hands slid down a little bit, it gives your grip a rest.
It gives you, So you kind of let those dumbbells rest on your hands.
And you're not heavier,
holding everything, and you're not squeezing into that bar like you're trying to like you're trying to break it.
Right. So, Gerell, which one would you dominate, and which one would be your weakest link?
I think I would dominate the sled.
I believe it. I see you on your Instagram.
Because I'm pretty good at speed wise. Like down, let's just down and back. Like I think I can dominate the sled. And then honestly, probably my weakest. If I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't want to say. It depends on the weight on farmer's carry, right? Like what weight I would have to do, or either maybe like the slam and throw.
Yeah,
because then I'm just like, I'll probably just get tired of slamming it and throwing it. Right. So it's not necessarily like, because it's like until you get down and back.
Yeah.
So not necessarily like I can't do it. It's like, okay, I got 5 slams and then a toss and then 5 slams. So is that repetitiveness? I think everything else I should be pretty good at.
Honestly, thinking about the snatch, because you know I'm not a pusher. I'm a puller. Snatch is
it's a combination of both. Yeah, it's a combination of both, right?
It's a full body, very taxing exercise. And
especially after the sled,
cones.
bro.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, man, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah, that would definitely tax you.
Well, look at these coaches over here. They're literally picking the sled up, moving it back to position. Somebody give them a medal. So we're in another transition now, another 2-minute transition. How many events do we have left? Are we halfway?
I think we're a little over halfway. I think we just did 4 or 5. It was one of those, 4 or 5. But while we have this quick transition, you want to thank our sponsors again?
Yes, let's do it. So our sponsors, thank you to Shifted. We have pre-workout here, which is about to go in this water bottle because Sav is hitting that midday slump. And we still got more commentating to do. So thank you to Shifted. Thank you to Defiance Fuel, who I'm going to put my Shifted in my Defiance Fuel. I mean,
why not? That's a perfect combination, right?
So yes, thank you, Shifted, Defiance Fuel, and
we got Clean Eats coming through for us, and also NutriShop. So NutriShop is where you can go and get all of your supplemental needs. Clean Eats is where you can get all of your meal prep food. Also, Fresh Hot Food is a full serving restaurant. But if you have a problem,
meal prep is such a game changer, man.
Yeah, it is.
I don't care if you cook or not. It is so nice having convenience. As somebody who likes to cook, I like to cook.
Yeah.
But I also like not always having to cook and knowing I have that option.
Here's the thing that I've learned, and I preach about meal prepping, is that fortune favors the prepared. Right, because we all know, and I did it honestly. Full disclosure, I did it last night at dinner. When you're hungry, you're gonna go for whatever is there. You're not thinking about health. You're not thinking about. You're thinking about I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat whatever is right. Whatever I can get right now is what I'm going to eat. And so, if you're prepared, if you have that already ready for you, then you are ready to go. You have now you have to make a decision to go eat something bad, right? Now it's like, I don't want this. I'm gonna go eat that.
Eat that instead of what you had ready to go that you know is gonna nourish you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we are back on the slam and throws. Like I said, this is probably my personal least favorite that I probably would not do very well in, just because of all of the things that you're having to do. So that our athletes are combining a ball slam, a ball toss, and also jumping jacks. You do that all the way down and back. And so it's about who can get down and get back in the fastest amount of time.
That's just wow.
So again, it's taxing because it's repetitive. If it's not repetitive, then it wouldn't be as taxing.
And it's a lot of up and down, too. That's something that I've actually intentionally done with some clients.
Yeah.
It's just the act of getting up off of the floor. You are working.
Yeah.
That is part of the workout. So if I'm having my
your
client
heart
get
rate
and
goes
down,
up
that's on
so high
purpose.
just by doing that, because your body's trying to figure out, where do I send the blood, right?
Absolutely.
Because when you work out, your body sends the blood to whatever muscle group you're working at the time, right? And so the great thing about full body movements is your body has to send it everywhere. So if you're working, for example, on this slam and toss, we got legs involved in the ball slam, we got upper body involved in the ball slam, so that's putting an extra stressor on that heart, making you work a little harder, spiking your heart rate.
Let's take another look at the trap bar deadlifts. We have a few athletes back on trap bar deads. And these coaches are working really hard. Deadlifts, I don't know about you, but especially in a group fitness setting, but even in a personal training setting, deadlifts are really difficult to coach because there's so many moving parts to it. There's so many, things to cue. You got to hinge your hips. You got to sit into your hips correctly. You don't want to pull from your back. You want to be able to engage your lats, and you got to make sure the client knows what that even means, And it's because nobody says engage your lats.
Yeah.
What are my lats? So these coaches are cueing these athletes through these deadlifts, and each athlete is going to have a different skill level. Each athlete is going to have a different degree of experience, and each coach is going to be able to coach differently. I mean, that's just so much, and they're doing a fantastic job. These athletes are lifting safely. There's a safe amount of weight on the bar, and then there's a filler exercise in between here that gives their legs a little bit of a rest, and then they're doing the shoulder taps, and then they get back into it.
Again, the sneaky part of the deadlift, trap bar or conventional, is your grip strength, right?
Yeah.
So again, you got to remember, those athletes just finished doing the farmer's carry, and now they're going into a trap bar deadlift. So yes, all of those other body parts matter, but what's going to give out first is going to be that grip strength. Like, that's the reason why most people can't lift what they think they can, is because they don't have the grip strength for it. Your legs can do it.
Yep.
Your lats are where I need them to be, but your hands can't hold it. And so if your grip is already fatigued, and so that's just another component that's stacked on in this competition.
100%.
Now you really have to dial in, right, and get your mind where it needs to be. And again, little tricks of the trade: create a hook versus trying to squeeze that bar. Little tricks that gets you 5, 10, 15 more pounds on the bar, and standing up. You see people who drop it halfway through, with legs. My legs are strong enough to get it. It's just my grip can't hold it long enough. So again, this is one of those things that you don't think about until you're in it. So these athletes have so many different barriers that they're going to have to overcome. Again, this is event 4 or 5, so they're already gassed, they're taxed right now, and now they're really having to dial in to focus and make sure they finish strong.
Happen the most is like when you're tired and maybe your form breaks down a little bit. You're getting, you take one,
and you're trying just to get it up, like whatever I got to do to get it up. Yeah.
But so far, all of these athletes are above and beyond.
They're killing it, man. They are killing it. They are really dialed in. They are really, as much as possible, enjoying themselves, right?
Yeah. I mean, they really are, though. I think when the more of those cheers that you hear going on in the background, it's like I almost want to get up and cheer because I think that you know how it feels when somebody's cheering for you and then you got a crowd of people chiming in for you. I mean, and they're doing that for each other, and that's where that's coming from. Is themselves, Wow.
Yeah, no, there's
so much going on.
Yeah, this is
sitting
great.
where Gerell and I are, we are surrounded by fitness right now.
And if you know anything about us, we got that itch right now.
Yeah,
it's like, oh man, it's like
I'm sitting in a chair. I hate it.
I always tell people like I don't miss playing football unless I'm at a football game.
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
Watching football on TV does nothing for
Really?
me. Being in a stadium, being at the football game, that's when we really miss it, right? And now it's like sitting here having to talk about it and not being able to compete.
I can totally
is
imagine
when
that,
I'm like,
that's how I feel about music sometimes.
I want to push the sled, like going to a concert. It's like,
Yeah, if I hear somebody playing like a solo and I'm like, oh, I want to rip one right now, I totally get that. But watching it on TV doesn't do that for you?
No, it doesn't do it for me. I told you need to do more.
If it did.
No, because it's the environment that you miss the most.
I see, yeah.
Right?
Like the Friday night lights,
yeah,
the stadium
it's the smell of the grass.
Totally.
It's like you said, I'm in my zone in front of 1,000 people, but it's really just me here playing, right? It's that moment of saying, like you said, I see somebody playing a solo, and I'm like, bro, I would kill this right now.
And we're sitting here feeling that for sure.
Yeah, right now,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
We got the itch, but right now we're going to take a pause for the cause, and we'll be back in a quick second, guys.
Right on. All right, guys. So we are back. This is our last event here at the Fitness Combine individual competition. These athletes have worked so hard, and next up is going to be the award ceremony. This is the first award ceremony that we will be able to witness here at Special Olympics Winter Games. So this is exciting. Who do you think is going to win, Gerell?
Man, I have no clue because I don't know what the reps are. So what's going to happen after the event is over? The scores will be tallied. The judges will take that, and then they will figure out who the winner is. But again, if you can't win, be brave in your attempt. I think everybody showed up and competed as a winner, and I think that's what matters most.
To compete in something like this, you're a winner in my book.
If you made it through all of this, hey man, pat on the back for you. Great job. You are a winner. And you deserve a steak dinner tonight, right?
Gourmet steak dinner, whatever you want, you should have. It's going to go right to the muscles. So join us for the award ceremony coming up next. I'm super excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. It already is a lot of fun. The energy in this room, right?
You hear that? Yeah. The hype is real, guys. We are ending on a high note. And so I can't wait to see what the award ceremony is gonna look and feel like, because do you hear that?
Countdown right here is happening. At the
we're going to our final 30 seconds right here. And that is a wrap for our individual fitness combine this year. We're going to take a small break. We'll come back with two of the coordinators for this event. We're going to do an interview with them, and then we'll move on to our award ceremony. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
Oh.